Freaks. A bold girl discovers a bizarre, threatening, and mysterious new world beyond her front door after she escapes her father's protective and paranoid control. This film has a pretty interesting cast, not one that I normally associate with sci-fi mystery slow burn thriller. Emile Hirsch, Bruce Dern, amongst others, which I'll let you discover. It's one of those classic films that does one thing in the beginning and then becomes another thing towards the end. It's also one of those stories that thrusts you into a story that you kind of just have to figure out the rules, the law, what's going on right in the middle of the storyline, which I really like. I like the fact that there's no spoon feeding here. They just thrust you in this world. This little girl has to like live in her house basically, and you feel like it's almost a protective world covering for this little girl, and she's one of those parents that is scared of everything outside and trying to protect her from a world that's really evil and bad. But as you start watching more of the film, you discover that there's a lot more going on to the story, which I really like. I'm very, very carefully trying to not to do any spoilers, but if you've heard anything about this film, then you'll probably know that there's more that meets the eye with this film. It came out in 2018, but the UK hasn't had it, but it's now on Netflix. So if you are one of the people that missed it and were looking forward to it, heard a little bit about it, now it's on Netflix and you can watch it to your heart's content. And I would say it's definitely one of those that you should put on your list. It's one that took me by surprise. I ended up liking it much more than I thought I was going to. The whole production value of this is, I wouldn't say bigger, but better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be kind of a cheesy B horror film. Maybe it would be something unique. I trusted my friends who said you need to watch it. My friends in the US, and they said no, this is pretty cool, but didn't tell me anything about it, which I'm very grateful for. Suffice to say that the lead characters here are very good. It's the story though that intrigues me. If you love sci-fi, if you love thriller stuff and a kind of a mixed amalgamation of genres you've seen done before, and I'm not even going to mention the genre, you take that and you just twist it a bit, then I think what you have here is something quite unique. We have had many of these films before, but the way they do it, the way they build in the character development between the father and daughter relationship, between grandpa and granddaughter relationships, between mother and, you have all these different dynamics and how they interact with what's going on in the world. You can see the world is slightly different. There's been a shift in the human race, as they are often in these types of sci-fi films. How they play that on screen is different from the normal types of films we get surrounding this genre. So the majority of this film is in this house, and the first half of the film is all about the dad trying to protect his daughter, and you think he's overbearing, you even think that he might be bad, and so it plays on all of those tropes, but it does it quite well because it always keeps you guessing as to what the hell is going on. And that's one of the biggest mysteries of this film. You figure it out as the film reveals, as the film plays, rather than there being exposition, rather than it showing you in ways that you don't really want to see. Rather, you figure it out as you go along. And then the last 20 minutes of this film are really kind of sci-fi filled, and you feel like it's worth it. They've built up to that climax, and I really liked what they did with the ending, although I was hoping something else might happen, but I thought it was a very interesting ending. The special effects I thought were really good. When there's CGI, I thought it was very good. I like what they did with it, how they showed certain aspects of what characters can do. Again, trying not to do spoilers, from acting, from dialogue, from how it looks, to the scope of the film. Even though it's an indie project, it often feels bigger than it is, and even some very creative shots, handhold, moving certain ways that gives you a kind of an air of like a mockumentary, documentary type film, placing you in the moment. I think that's very clever. All in all, it's a very enjoyable film, much better than I thought it was going to be. So if you've been looking forward to watch this one, give it a go. It's called Freaks. It's on Netflix now, or at least in the UK. It's on all other streaming providers. If you've heard about this one and haven't given it a go yet, definitely put it on your list. I'm going to give this an A-. Thanks so much for watching my review on this film. Let me know in the comments below, have you seen it? Are you going to check it out? But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.